Is that, can you hear me? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Is that, can you hear me? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Is that, can you hear me? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I think I'm good. Alright. Let's see what I can get done right now. I'll wipe down my hand anyway. But just see little ink smudges everywhere on this page. Oh well. Oh well. Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. Whoops. I want to draw with not that. Oh. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Let's do some. Let's do some effing art. Ooh. Ooh. More like farted up, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
My to-do list. Sam Lam failed on to-do list of things for this project. Sam Lam duties. That's whoa, that's me. Impersonation of me. It's hot here, and then we're getting a hurricane weekend. That's
Oh,
good.
sick!
Yay!
Yay! Live.
As part of a renovation, we completely redid the drainage, and I'm like, okay, let's test it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Like we were okay during the last storms that LA got, but it was close. Like the water was getting perilously close to the floor line of the house.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not trying to mess with that anymore.
How's your day, Sam?
Pretty tired. I did talk to our new AD at the game studio, and we just basically nerded out about art. He's a 3D artist, so we just nerded out about it. Yeah. And that's cool. So that's cool.
That's pretty rad, bro.
Mhm.
It's like rad, you know?
Oh shit. I don't want to make this thinner. The clothes. Here, let's see. How was your day? Beautiful man.
You know, it's a day. You know?
Yeah.
What
I
is
do
it
know.
now?
Well,
Huh?
I said, yeah, I do know. Fortunately, for better or worse. I'm a little high right now, and I was like, yeah, do I really want to do art? And I do, but it's important for me to keep in mind, like, hey, if I get tired, like, I should, it's good to take a break. I don't need to push myself.
Yeah. Definitely.
I have been finding lately, though, that if I sit down to do art, I usually I just go. And so like right now, I can already tell I'm getting into the zone. And that's really cool. That's pretty neat because I'm not looking over my shoulder every time I work on stuff, and that's really nice.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, but even so, it's still good to like actually just have regular breaks. Like even if you think you feel good, like I just think that kind of stuff can catch up over time, and
Oh yeah.
when you least expect it. You're really good. I feel like you and Nate are really good about taking breaks, and I really like that. Like it helps that you have other interests.
Yeah.
Yeah. My only other interest is weightlifting, but that's not a thing for me. Like it doesn't really loom large in my life, and it's also only an hour a few times a week.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Really? Only
I
an
don't-
hour? I thought you would do it.
No, yeah, you would think because of how much I talk, but actually like I'm pretty convinced that if you spend too much time working out, it's actually not good for you.
Oh, definitely.
Because you'll just you're because they talk about how the growth actually happens outside of the gym. The gym is the stimulation. You just need to do enough to convince the body to grow, and then it grows later when you're sleeping, when you're eating, and stuff like that. So I'm actually quite convinced of that, and so I don't feel a lot of pressure to stay in the gym. But I'll tell you, like, I definitely know people who spend hours upon hours at the gym.
Yeah, I bet. Especially being in the like lifting world. I feel like you definitely the beef bros kind of thing.
Exactly right. Like, and I'm there. Right? I'm in LA, so like,
Yeah.
it's a way of being here. So it's a culture here. Like Venice Gold's gym, like I would see some of the people there, and they were there all day. They weren't working out the whole time, but they were like just there hanging out.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of reasons for that. Like some of them were like trainers and stuff, and then a lot of it is just that's where their friends were.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can imagine, like imagine that we lived in an area with like an art cafe.
Oh,
and you knew your friends were gonna hang out there, yeah, you would just be there all the time, right? I think that's kind of what the vibe. Yeah.
I definitely would be. I'd be like, all right, after work, going to the cafe. That would be. Oh,
Yeah.
Just to
You
get.
know, actually, there is some stuff like that in LA. There's a place that actually I apparently just they're about to stop. Well, sorry. So let me finish my thought. So the place is called No Future Cafe. They're not focused only on art, but they are focused on like kind of creatives, and they like have game nights and like and music nights and stuff like that. It's in Pasadena. It's really close to Art Center. But they also have like a regular meetup where people come several times a week in the evening to just draw and like do art and stuff. And some of my favorite artists actually go to that. That's how I found out about it. But the art part, I think that they're taking a pause on it. I just think the people who were coordinating it were maybe overworked and were starting to feel pressure to keep it up. That seems to be from the note that they gave. But yeah, if I lived in Pasadena, which is, you know, close but not like that close, like I would probably stop by there all the time because you're like, who knows who I'm wearing into, you know? But we do have the internet, bro.
It's true. The next best thing.
Yes, sir.
That's how we met. Internet.
Yeah, and you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty epic that it happens. So.
Yeah. It's pretty sick, nasty.
But
Yeah.
I'm working on the robe, and I'm trying to be more thoughtful about what the material is, because it was looking really like thick, like and almost dense, like it's like denim or something, and I'm like, nah, that's not the energy I'm going for. I'm looking for like a jacquard or something like that. So I'm just kind of yeah, you know jacquard. It's like it's kind of like almost like a silky thing, but a bit denser.
I have to look it up.
Oh, I guess because you're not gay, so you don't know fabrics off the top of your head. Do you know what mauve looks like? Are you familiar with the color mauve?
No.
Oh, are you? I sorry, I was kind of joking, but that's hilarious that you don't know. Mauve is a color. Mauve is kind of like it's almost like a light violet, like a kind of more more pastel-y violet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now you know. Now you're gay. Sorry. Now you're gay.
No, I'm gay.
Whoops. You know colors and fabrics? You gay. Whoops, you're gay.
Oh no, it happened. My mom's gonna be very upset. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, like honestly, Manny, I knew this whole time. I've been suspecting for years. He says. Damn, harsh, mom. Jeez.
Hoo-ah. Give me my brush. Stupid table. Stupid. Get out of here. I got stuff blocking more. Dude, I almost have 200 followers on Twitch. That's crazy.
Let's go, dude. Hopefully people like the comic relief that is Sam Lam when I go on.
I think so. I think they do. I mean, I like it, so they'll just have to deal with it if they don't.
It's what I love is that, like, you know, you're focusing on inking, which like it's kind of impressive that you can even talk at all, but you gotta kind of focus on that. And then I'm working on stuff, but like a lot more chill. So I just like I just end up like just. Also, I'm Sam Lam, so I just talk. That's the thing I do. It's part of it.
Sam.
Yeah, it's part of what you signed up for, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
Go for it.
When you signed up for Sam Lam Friendship.
Yes. I put in my application, and it was accepted. So
Yeah, it was like must talk about totally random shit, but like do it in a very, very lofty way.
yes.
Where it's like Sam was talking about butts, but I somehow like my life changed when I listened to it. That's my
Somehow
vibes.
my life changed.
Yeah, those are my vibes that I give off.
You just had to be there, you know.
You ever work on stuff and then you get exposed to something and then it like changes your this is a change of subject and it changes like your plans. So I was gonna keep like I have some jewelry in my piece, but I was gonna keep it pretty simple. But then on the Pixelogic, they're the company behind ZBrush, on their YouTube channel today, they had an artist on named his first name's Nacho, which is great. He's a jewelry sculptor and he works in ZBrush. And so I was looking at his stuff and interacting with him a bit. And he's great, and it just kind of inspired me to like really, really go to town on some of the jewelry in my piece. So it's a happy accident. I don't mind it. But I do have to be careful because if I get distracted every single time I find something cool, I'll never finish my pieces. So.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, I like reading The Inkle by Jodorowsky and Mobius.
Yeah.
You know, after reading that, then I was like trying to draw like clear line kind of stuff like Mobius. Or then I would read like Ultra Mega, and then I would want to draw like James Herron or something. So
Yeah.
I get it.
And I think that to a large degree, that's really cool, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, yeah, you gotta find some point where you're like, okay, cool, but maybe not now, or maybe just a little bit, you know. But you can't get distracted, or otherwise, I'll never get any shit done. That's how I feel anyway.
Different coloring techniques.
Yeah. Nah, a lot of like my relationship with art just got so much better when I realized that I don't have to do it all right now.
Yeah.
And let me like put an even finer point on that. So part of why I used to care about that is not even necessarily for the reasons you might think. Like, it's not necessarily just because I wanted to be good, for example. It's that I actually thought that perfection or something like it was the expectation. So if that's your standard, then it makes sense that the moment you find something else that you can improve on, that you would go improve on it, right? But that's a pretty toxic framework. And I realize that just that framework just is not sustainable. And that I guess that's what I mean when I say like you got like by you I mean the royal you, like, have to be careful not to get too excited about things you run across because it just creates another thing that makes you feel deficient, or it potentially poses another thing that you can feel deficient on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to like allow a little bit of it, but not too much.
Yeah. So it's good to get inspired, but you don't want to get distracted.
Yeah, that's right.
And a healthy inspiration.
Yes, sir. You know what else I want that's healthy is healthy butt.
Hey. Oh.
God, I suck. I'm the worst.
No, Sam.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Drapery sharp folds. I was looking for a specific brush for clothing folds.
Yeah.
I was asking around a lot today about like painting and how to do it and what software to use, and it is funny because I'm like, there's a lot of software for texturing, like for painting stuff in 3D. So like when you play a game and you play an asset, like it's pre-painted, like baked onto the asset. But for my purposes as an illustrator, it's sort of like I still have to ask myself, like, does any of that matter? Like, all I'm doing is I'm setting up for me to just paint in 2D, right?
Yeah.
But it is a thing where I don't think this is, and because I actually
Say that again. You turned into a robot.
yeah, sorry, as happens sometimes. Part of it's because I enjoy sculpting, you know. So I think it's okay to, but like, actually related to what we talked about earlier, like I don't want to spend. I don't want to get. It's okay to be a little bit distracted, but if I get too distracted, I just will never finish my art. So
Yeah.
gotta find the breaking off point. Steven streamed today, and I messaged him a little bit. I told him, I was like, my art's going really well, and I'm just wondering, like, when does the other shoe drop? When do I find out that I'm all wrong and I'm actually a terrible artist? And he's like, bro, the other shoe does not have to drop. It doesn't have to. It's like, what? You mean art can just be fun?
Yeah.
Like, period? Seems wrong, bro.
It's true. Crazy.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Whoa, it's too bad.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Where is the pin? The pin. This is a juicy pen. You got juice on this pen? What do you got?
Is it gonna flood your surface like last night?
I hope not. That was not coolio.
Yeah, we were like in the middle talking about something, and like, or I was talking about something intense, and then I looked over onto the screen, and you were just fixing
Yeah.
all the one of the challenges of working in well, I don't want to say traditional, but working with a medium that is beautiful but can be a fickle mistress, you know.
Yeah.
Like when something's up with ink, it's like it's up, like it's like you know, like it's. I love ink though, man. I just like watching you ink. It just reminds me of how great it is, and I don't know that I've really given it the space in my art to explore. But I mean, you've seen my ink sketches. When I ink sketch, it's not bad. Like there's a heart to it, right?
Yeah.
I just don't really play with it. I guess like have these moments where I'm like doing a study and I accidentally do it in ink, and then it's like one of my most liked posts when I do that. But,
good shit. It's good fucking shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just play around with it, you know.
Oh, I do know.
Yeah.
I don't wanna. Yeah, I really am too. Cool. I'm doing this kind of you get the F out of here. And do this kind of like you know how when you work in 2D, like you'll do like use the lasso tool and mask something out for like really sharp shapes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that with sculpting. So I was really compelled by some, like, you remember like the Baroque sculptors like Bernini, and they would sculpt clothes, and there'd be these like kind of like really cool like sharp folds in the clothes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm trying to mimic that, and I'm realizing I'm using kind of similar techniques to the way I would do it in 2D to get those like really, really sharp edges. Really cool.
It's all related.
It's all really, it's seriously, it really is all related. Like that's a big thing I realized when I worked on my dwarf sculpt. I was like, oh, these strokes it's drawing. That's like what I'm doing right now. I'm basically drawing. And I'm using literally the same. I'm using a stylus, so I'm using literally the same tool. It's all connected. It really is.
I remember talking with my professor, Frankie Flood. One
That's
of
an
the nicest
amazing name,
guys
by the
ever.
way.
Right? He's an angel too. He's like one of the nicest dudes ever. So,
Nice.
but we were just talking about art and how I was like doing one thing, printmaking, and how I could transfer that into like the metals work in 3D or whatever. He's like, it's all connected. It's all relative. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like I remember I didn't have once I got into 3D, I didn't have that much of a hang up about it, mostly because I was having a blast. And like, you know, as I find it on Steven's stream today, he specifically asked me, he's like, how's your 3D going? And so that I answered him. It's really sweet. Like he has a huge following, but I know that he has a very special place in his heart for his students, like his more directed students, and like that shows up in how it's like he wouldn't ask anyone on stream, like for an update from them, but he asked it of me because he actually was like really curious. But which I'm sure he would do like with you, and like that's why when Gordon mentioned that he had a call with you, I was like, of course you did, because he really gives a shit about us.
Yeah, I remember asking him, like, I was sending questions back and forth to him, because there was like a job opportunity that he pulled up on his server, and I applied for it. I was just picking his brain, and he was like, you know what, just get on call. We'll talk about it. I was like, all right.
Yep. Yep.
And then just chatted with him for like 30 minutes about it, seeing if I should ask certain questions, what questions should I ask, you know, all this stuff. Yeah, and he's super helpful. Super helpful.
Yeah.
So nice for him to offer his time like that. While he
Yeah.
was working on other stuff too while we were talking. It was like when his drawing course, right before his drawing course launched.
So great. I love that guy. It's my dude. I remember, like, it wasn't you, but like I remember other people like from our workshop, like Giant and a few others were like, yeah, I just don't want to bother Steven. Like, he's like, wow, you reach out to him during the week? He's like, he literally told us to do that. I don't.
Yeah.
And I realized that of all the things that I've got going for me, the one that is like really important is that I take people at their word.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
if a teacher says that I can reach out to them, like I'm gonna do it.
You said I
And
could.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm also apparently this is like a common autistic thing, but like we don't really see status and we don't see hierarchy. Because I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons for it, but one of them is just simply that we're ideas people, not really people. So we don't really do the whole dancing around social norms thing, which is probably why we're like socially awkward a little bit. But the positive side to that is that I think generally speaking, people are pretty accessible to us, or we don't feel like I don't feel like I have friends who are really into the cult of celebrity. They're like, oh my god, I saw like I don't know Tom Cruise somewhere. I was like, I don't know. I grew up in LA, and like I ran into those people like at the grocery store, and they put on pants the same way as the rest of us, you know, which is they jump straight into them from a lunging distance. That's how you put on pants, right?
Yeah, I start with a good brisk run, and then I kind of speed up. It's kind of like a half-mile run.
Yeah, can't tell you. I knew that. Yeah, yes. I knew that was the case. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me at all.
I just drop kick, boom, right into the jeans.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
Actually, I really didn't know that. Yeah, so.
I know. You know, the more you know. You know.
No one on your stream just yet, and that's okay, you know, because we just keep showing up. That's what we do.
It's all good.
Shit.
You're here, you know.
And you know what? That probably is all that matters, honestly.
I'm having fun.
Oh shit. No, no, no.
Just lurking while I work, Funky Flashman says. Sick.
Oh, what's up? That guy's hot.
No. No, you.
Oh damn, I got reverse Uno'd. I taste my own medicine, you know what? I like it.
I don't like it. Take it back.
Yeah. No, I do like it. I like it.
Okay.
It tastes pretty delicious, you know, honestly. Mm.
9:45. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh.
Boy,
Oh boy, oh boy,
oh. Got the Oreos, yeah. God, I should just be a singer full time. Like visual art? No, it's all about singing.
Oh yeah, I mean, singing is the art of the ears. Yeah, take that one to the bank.
I will. I will, actually.
Should look up how some of this fabric folds. See if I can find other examples.
Odin is here. Odin has arrived. I wave back. My hands.
Odin. Odin's probably pretty cool as well, right? Like,
I think so. That's what I'm thinking. Textures. Textures.
having trouble figuring this out. Eee. I'm at a hard part of my art right now, so.
Hard part? What was that?
It's just like I'm trying to figure out how to do these folds, and I kind of don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know how to solve for this.
Like, why the folds form, or?
Well, I like literally the act of making the folds kind of like sharper. Yeah, because this is where it's difficult, because like in ZBrush the forms are so organic, but I'm essentially trying to like create the stylized sharpness to the folds that doesn't really It's like literally just the act of it. I feel like there's probably maybe a brush or something for this. I don't know.
Could
Let me
be.
do some. I'm gonna do some research.
There could be a sound. Moi, oui, oui.
Uh,
Yeah.
Compression full. Mm, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, take that. No, no, no. I don't mean to be mean. Take that, Odin. Oh.
Yeah.
Don't mind us. We're both tired and delirious.
Yeah.
What?
Oh boy. I don't know why I'm so tired. I woke up so. Actually, the amount of sleep I got last night is not enough.
Yeah, same, same.
I know why.
Oh, what's the word we're looking for? Case solved.
Yeah.
No, it says I was doing some artist studies today and it was fucking exhausting, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Art is tiring sometimes, you know?
Brain
There is a lot of brain power. Oh, yeah.
use like our brain all the time. It's crazy, bro.
Mm.
It's the highest form of anything.
I don't know what you're talking about right now, but it's pretty hot. So. It's just the madness of it all is apparently very attractive to me. So. I'm famously crazy though, so there it is. So take it or leave it.
Take it home.
If you don't want me at my worst, can't have me at my best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. He said that before he emancipated the slaves. He said that to the South.
You said
Yeah.
that to yourself.
God bless you, Abraham Lincoln.
What a guy.
I can no, it says I can go for hours with my own stuff, but copying someone else is just draining. Yeah.
Yeah, it can get boring too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thought. But you know, it helps. Definitely does
Studies,
help.
yeah. Yeah. For better or worse. Yeah, I'm not doing a great job sculpting these clothes, but in my defense, clothes are hard. Clothes are really hard to do.
Yeah.
If you want to design them at all interestingly.
I wonder what Nate's doing right now. Think he hates us?
Oh, Nate? Oh yeah, 100% he does. Peter here would say, sorry, not sorry.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, it's a good impersonation of him.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah.
Rock and roll!
Ooh.
Yeah, that's me. That's my song. Pretty good, you know? Yeah,
Goes way
yeah,
back.
everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
To the summer of 2005, that song that Sam just sang. Delirious like this. Alright, I think I got my traction. The trick with full clothing is you gotta push it all the way. Okay, what I mean is like I'm so focused on like getting these really cool shapes, but actually if I just say like, hey, there's a wrinkle here, then everything else gets decided off of that. I don't know if that makes sense. But like I was like just playing with the edges of this hood when I was like, no, it's not the edges. If there's like wrinkles in the edge, it's because it comes from like tension points, right? So I just gotta focus on sculpting the folds, and then it'll just kind of organically fall into place. So I'm gonna do that right now, and it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Look at you. See?
Yeah, I solved a problem.
These are our noggins, dude.
I'm not an artist though. I just want everyone in chat to know I am not an artist. I don't know shit.
You are an artist.
Oh, are you making fun of me? It's not very
No,
nice.
I'm just telling you the facts.
My toxic trait is that I feel so special that I'm especially deserving of people thinking ill of me. So when my friends compliment me, I'm like, wow, I guess they just hate me. They're just making fun of me.
I guess they just hate me.
Dude, it's so bad. I'm so bad.
I'm always just like, you're a fucking liar. I know I suck. Just imposter syndrome. It's no big deal, really.
Yeah. NBD.
It's like no big deal. Whoa. Put the mark down. And put the mark down.
Feels like you're in a hostage negotiation.
Yeah. I just wanted to put the mark down. Put the mark down. What are you doing?
Damn, it's kind of crazy how tired I am right now. Jeez Louise.
Just that beautiful, beautiful brain of yours, dude. That's what it is.
Ugh, it's just too much, honestly.
Just putting too much beauty out there, bro.
Ugh. No.
Beauty.
No thank you, Manny.
Beauty.
It's okay. I allow you to lie to me just to be nice.
You're welcome. God.
That's how much I care about you.
horrible.
That's how much I care about you.
I let you lie to me.
I let you lie to me and say things like, "Wow, Sam, you're a good artist, and
Oh my
you're deserving of love." It's all bullshit, but I let you get away with it.
It's all horseradish.
It's all wasabi.
It's all just horseradish.
Everyone in chat also hates me. Right? telling you, that's what Noah's thinking.
That's what Noah's thinking. He's like, God.
Sam guy's the worst. God, just like
Oh.
I would go on these streams more if he weren't here.
Bro. So that's not true.
Now you got him lying, Manny. What a shit show
I'm really
this
good.
is.
I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
I should be a lawyer too. I get people on my side and lie.
I knew you were diabolical, but I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know it was like this. Oh, did someone just put something in Discord?
There's Nate. There's Nate boy.
What did he say?
I think it's the JoJo illustration. I think.
Nice.
I'll tell you.
See, now Noah's threatening me in chat. Says one of these days listen, one of these days I'm gonna hop on the call and prove you wrong, brother. Damn. That's a hate crime right there.
That's a hate crime. Heard it here, folks.
Noah's a bigot. Noah's homophobic. Anti-Asian.
Anti-Asian.
Jeez. Yeah, jeez.
All this, like, where's this coming from, bro? What's going on, dude?
Yeah, that's right. We've learned so much today.
Cool. Oh boy.
Oh, it's funny you're working on angles because I'm working on angels.
Shit.
Whoa! I did it. I did it, everyone.
Oh.
I made the joke of the century.
It's gone now. It's gone. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it. Every moment. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I'm actually like kind of falling asleep right now. And that's okay.
One of these days I'm gonna got you in the little pieces.
You're being delirious again?
That's a Pink Floyd song, actually.
Oh. Oh! Ooh. F. I messed up the back of this sculpt.
Oh no. By the gods.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Boy.
Okay, fixed. Okay, I fixed it. I'm good at 3D art. Whee!
Whee! Start spinning.
What's happening? It's good.
Let's go.
Oh, I should play music. This since I don't have your stream music.
Oh, okay. Could you hear it on there? Or
Well, when I unmute, yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's because if I unmute it, then I can also hear my own shitty voice. No one wants.
What was it?
I said no one wants to hear my shitty voice.
Yes, they do. That sounds horrible. Sounds like I'm kissing you, but I wasn't.
Well, it's not what the record shows, but
Alright.
I am the lawyer. I am a lawyer, so I would know a thing or two about evidence.
It's true.
I actually was a really not good litigator because I'm too nice.
I'm too nice.
So, you know, you can be a nice litigator. It's not that. It's just that the act of litigation is zero sum. By litigation, I mean lawsuits, right? Going to court. It's zero sum. One side wins and the other side loses. My day-to-day work doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It can have moments like that, but on the whole, like if I'm drafting a contract, there's a way, like everyone's winning. Everyone leaves happy.
Yeah.
Because they get to go do business with each other and go make money. And then if it ever goes south, that wouldn't be me anyway. We would send that to a litigation lawyer, so litigator. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. So the moral of the story is, I'm a lawyer. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Not a good idea.
I'm a lawyer. I got my fancy pants on today, so I'm a lawyer.
Are you doing it? Are you doing like an Appalachian lawyer impersonation?
Yeah. Did it work?
Cool. Yeah. No, you sound just like an Appalachian lawyer I know. Is it Appalachian or is it Appalachian?
Appalachian.
What do your people say?
Dude, honestly, my people say a lot of things, and I feel like I might.
Nice.
Apple chain.
Wait, what is that?
I don't know.
What does that mean? It's just something that people say?
No, I'm just saying it.
It's latch. Noah says that. What's that? What does that mean?
Appalachian.
Oh, it's app. Oh, I'm so dumb.
Appalach.
Appalachian. I like the sound of that, so I'm glad that that's the answer. Or apparently the answer.
Appalachian. That's how the natives say it.
That's you.
He knows. He was there. I was too, but I just didn't pay attention. They're like, you're not from around here, are you? And I was like, yeah. Nailed it. Who is?
Do you think I would ever be hate crime if I went there?
I don't think so. I was friends with a whole bunch of Asian people up there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at you. Progressive as fuck.
You know, sometimes people like me.
It's so hard to believe, like honestly, but like I have to believe it. Yeah. Like how'd you bag Kevin, you know, who's one of the greatest human beings that our species has ever produced? Like how did that happen?
How did I meet him?
How'd you bag him as a friend?
We were like, I think I was wearing a Ramones shirt. He liked the Ramones.
Yeah.
Or it was
Yeah,
a
that'll
Green
do
Day
it.
shirt. And then like, yeah, he liked Green Day. And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, the Ramones? I was like, yeah. And we were like,
Damn, that's actually
like
better than any
skateboarding?
gay love story I know.
Does he like skateboarding? And we were like, yeah. And then we became best friends.
Oh, it's so the hottest. That's like the hottest gay porn I've heard in a while, and it's not even
I
gay.
mean, yeah. You know?
let's be honest. There's nothing gayer than straight men. Do you know what I mean? Like straight men are like pretty homoerotic.
Yeah.
Why I hang out with them? Like I flirt with my straight guy friends more than I do with with my gay guy friends because it's awkward with gay guys because like you're like it could be serious, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you don't flirt with your boys, are you really boys? You know what I mean?
Well, amen. Like that's the question for the ages. Like that's what I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, that's the question
No,
I
it
want
says
to
both my
know.
parents are from there, so I think I got a little authority. Yeah. Also, you're white, so if you told me you're from Appalachia, I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. Duh. Duh. Kiss your homies goodnight.
That's right.
Just like go into the room and be like, "Good night, buddy." Odin with these little emojis.
Oh, those emojis are cute.
What is that? That's great. That's what I see. I feel like it would do that voice. Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're not gonna do. Wow, creating these folds really adds a lot to this sculpture. So I'm looking at a few references, including it's so funny where to get reference. I found this one on AliExpress, a black robed statue for like a garden. It's like you can get it for $5 US. But
What?
it's a pretty amazing reference actually, because I'm assuming it's based on a plaster cast of some sculpture somebody did, but like it's beautiful. I love the folds.
The folds love you.
Oh, I know.
See?
I'm aware.
See?
I know.
What? All these messages.
Oh, Odin.
Odin's watching.
Oh, Odin, the Allfather.
Odin's watching! That's the crowd going crazy.
Oh no, I got you. You don't need to convince me. Like this is the stuff I'm talking about. I'm posting. Like this is Bernini. Those folds. Sick. So sick. I don't even know how you do that in freaking marble.
Let me see. Let me see what you talk about, Willis. Whoa. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, also sweet. You bet.
Hey. I like draperies on that angel.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's rippling, you know?
Yeah, and I'm a little sad right now because I think I can't spend too much time worrying about it, but I wanted to figure out how to do that. I don't know, maybe I should take a detour, you know? I don't have like a deadline for my art.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not indeed?
Why not?
When you said that, I imagined two emojis. One is a glass of wine, and then another is a rope knot. Why not?
Go.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think with this style of that, like those folds, I had to do it differently. I would almost like I'd have to create like a digital just block and then just carve it out. Because right now I just have like really, really soft, flowy folds, and I don't know that I can kind of make it become that other thing. Oh well.
You have to do like some crazy techniques.
Maybe, I don't, yeah, I might be overthinking it, to be honest. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Life is hard, guys. Hard is hard. Life is hard. I'm hard.
Everything's hard.
Everything's hard right now. Buying a house is hard.
Yeah. It is. Especially when everything goes up immediately. After looking at it.
It is crazy that, like, I actually did inherit a house, or I should say the estate did, of which I'm the executor. So my dad did a pretty good job for an immigrant family. So I feel blessed that I have a place to live. It's really rich and out to pay rent right now.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Unfortunately we still have a reverse mortgage on the house, so it's we don't fully own it, but it's like I don't have rent right now, which is nice. Thanks, Dad. His final gift. Although, you know, the funny thing is, like, I know my brother and sister and I, and like all of us would be happy to actually not necessarily live in a house and just like go live in a van. But we're living here to take care of my mom, so that's the main reason. And you know, so I am glad that I don't have to pay rent, but I would love to just not have the responsibility of having to stay put here and just go. Yeah, I do watch those videos of like van life, and it doesn't look all great, but it's very romantic to me.
Yeah.
The idea of it.
I agree.
When I was a kid, I would play with like Hot Wheels and just like imagine that I had everything to my name in a single car, and then like maybe a public storage room that I would visit now and then. So I'm actually literally gonna Google how to digitally sculpt like Bernini. Let's see if anything pops up.
Yeah. Never know.
No, there's some fine artist who's just blogging about the fact that he's doing it. Let's see. No, these sculptures are that they are Bernini studies, but they're all very like soft forms, and I'm just looking for something that can help me understand those really, really. You know, honestly, I might need to just like pick up a Bernini book or something.
Yeah.
Like yeah. There's like I'm looking at on the Met has a book Bernini sculpting in clay, and just maybe not worry too much about how to do it. You know, I can figure out how to do that, and more about like the design decisions that he made.
Yeah. The theory behind it.
Yeah, and then just assume that I can trust myself to figure out how to adapt that theory into the middle. I'm a pretty smart person. I keep forgetting that part. That I have that going for me, that I'm smart. Like I know I'm not, you know, I'm still far from being, you know, good, but one thing I'm willing to recognize, even accounting for my humility, is I progressed pretty fast, considering I just started a few years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been going, man.
But like the one thing a lot of people comment. Yeah. I mean, you've also noticeably progressed, but even by the time I met you, you already had a very strong foundation of skill. For me, the stuff I'm able to accomplish now is just light years ahead of what I was able to accomplish before. And it's not even about the results, it's even the how I make art. Like what's happening right now is like I'm confronting an issue and I'm doing research to figure it out. before I just like it was just all chaotic. I don't know if you can remember when you like were younger and like were working on early stuff, and maybe the first time you tried to like do a more aspirational piece, and you're like, I don't know. Like you're just like I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try, and that's really important. But it's really nice to be in a place where I'm like even the problems have intelligence to them. Like, okay, this is a gap in knowledge, and it's very deliberate.
Yeah.
I don't feel.
I know what you're spewing right now.
Yeah.
Spewing what you are stepping in. Okay.
If Nate were here, he'd be spewing the curry that he ate.
Yeah.
Actually, that was really good. Yeah.
He'd be spewing it everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm spitting truth. To what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's all the truth that there is.
Odin says my past is repressed by the government.
Oh.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the
We're
truth,
deep
sir?
in the lore of Odin right now.
Did you ever play Final Fantasy games, Manny?
No. Nope. Never got into it.
So it's a really interesting franchise because each of them are separate games, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no narrative connection. The people are like, do you need to play the early ones? It's like the emphatic answer is no. Like it's not. That's not. Each of them have their own completely different story. But there's these interesting patterns that show up in each of them that like you might argue are kind of what make them identifiable as Final Fantasy games. One is that there are some names that keep recurring. They're not the same characters, but like there's always a character named Sid in each Final Fantasy game. He's actually the Sid in this game is actually quite prominent. They're not related to each other. It's just like they like that name. There's one theme that they're named different things, but for many games they were called summons, and they're kind of like these archetypal like deity like figures that you would call on during combat to do like some crazy maneuver. Like a finisher move, right? So you'd have to like power up your meter to get to the summon, and then you would call upon the summon to do like a shit ton of damage, and then like turn the tide of the battle. In this game, and they're loosely based on real world deities. Some of them quite inaccurately. Like there's in every game, there's always been a Shiva, but it doesn't at all resemble the Shiva from Hinduism. It's a female for one, and she's always ice powered. And so, in this game, Odin plays a really big figure, and the summons, they're called icons, play a really prominent role in the narrative. Like there's a whole set of things about how each nation has someone who can wield the power of one of those summons, those icons. There's a whole society who is led by a king named Barnabas, and he wields the power of Odin. And the design in the game is very similar to the Odin that we know in Norse mythology, and it's as sick as you would think. Like he has Sleipnir, he has the horse, and he has like this huge spear, and it's just so sick. It's just so sick. The designs in the game have been really, really cool.
Sick. I didn't know that you could just play them outright. Like I thought
Yep.
you had to understand all the story.
Yeah.
Never played
There actually is one exception, which is that Final Fantasy X was fairly popular, and they made a Final Fantasy X-2. They called it X-2, and that was not as successful because it was really weird. It was a really weird game. It wasn't even really an action adventure game. But anyway, yeah, that's the only exception of like where they actually continued the story. But other than that, yeah, the rest of the series is completely standalone. Now you know.
Now
Don't say I never
now
gave
I
you
might
none.
get the new one. Who knows?
It's really good. Well, I want to be careful in saying that because everyone has their own taste, you know.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's scratching a very specific itch for me right now. So
I'm down to try it.
yeah, you better. Now you have to.
Well,
You are making me blush, says Odin, talking about me and my cameos. Yeah, when I was playing the game, I was like, damn, I was just talking to this guy on Manny's Discord. Like, that's crazy. So weird. He's in this game, like just buff as fuck on a horse. Crazy.
Yeah. That's like, damn, dude. Crushing it. You work out?
Mhm.
So far. Good stuff.
I'm actually trying to sculpt the way that I see in the Bernini piece, and it's not looking good. It doesn't look good. I'm starting to think that it actually takes a lot of skill to be able to sculpt that way.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah. So I'm just going to maybe that might be beyond my ability right now. So we're just gonna move on. I do want to do a study of that in the future, though. Maybe after I finish this project.
Or even during.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, now I feel so much pressure.
Or not. Or not.
Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Little library action. John Wick's got knowledge, baby.
Nice. Oh, damn. Sorry, I hadn't looked up at your inking in a minute. He did a lot.
Did I? I even. Time just disappears. You know?
Doesn't look bad. Not bad. Not bad, me.
Good job.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah, dude. Cha. Cha, dude.
Charlie.
Ooh. I'll be in California, dude.
Let's go.
Crazy.
Let's effing go. Scooby Scooby Doo. Ba-da bam. Ba-doo. Ooh, ba-doo, ooh.
Boom.
Yes.
Sam's got the lamb. You know what I'm saying?
That's what my last name means.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a shitty joke I used to tell when I was younger? If I ever have a kid, I'm gonna name her Mary Had a Little. I later found out I'm gay. I mean, I get you can still have a kid if you're gay, but which I didn't know I didn't know at the time. I didn't know that I could. But then it turns out that I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life, so I once again can't.
Oh,
but,
come on.
yeah, it just kept circling around in my life. But yeah, it is. I just like want to say like it is crazy that like marriage equality, which unfortunately is being threatened again, but like was even at all a thing in my lifetime. Like just like conceive of it growing up in our society, and you can because we're not that different in age, but like it's just something that I did not expect to see ever. And many of us were content with just like not being hate crimed, honestly. So yeah, so it's really cool that we're like, oh, this is really nice. One thing is that even if like the Supreme Court does some stuff with that, like we now have a generation of people who are queer and who know what could be, and I don't think they're gonna stand for that. I don't know what that
It's-
means. Like I don't know if they would like try to pass a law in Congress or something like that, but you know, you can't stop that momentum.
Yeah, you can't stop that. Can't.
It's like these states now that are like passing new abortion laws, um, that's gonna be virtually impossible to get rid of now that's been codified. So it's like, what sucks is that we didn't get consistency across the country, but then it set the stage for us to like create new laws that are actually even harder to reverse that protect people. So.
And what's funny is that a lot of those lawmakers are like, be around for much longer because they're so
Dude.
fucking old and are making laws for some reason. So
People wonder why this generation's so disenchanted. I'm like, their lives are governed by people who don't even have their best interests in mind, and who like not even that, but don't even know how to think about current issues. Like, remember the set of hearings with Zuck, or even with TikTok, with the CEO of TikTok,
yeah.
and just the questions that these old ass senators and Congress people were asking was just insane to me.
It's like, where's my horse? Hello.
Yeah, like what was that? What's a Republican congressman who was like, so does this connect to my Wi-Fi? Or what was the question? Yeah, something like that. And the CEO was like, if you're at home and you're connecting on Wi-Fi, then it will be shared on your Wi-Fi. Like that's how the internet works. Like what?
Dude. Like they shouldn't even be in there, man.
And let me say, like even people in my political persuasion, like seeing Dianne Feinstein barely being able to like stand, like she shouldn't be there. She should not be there. People are old, and then she's not. She's not. She's from California, and I'm grateful for her in many ways. I'm mostly because she votes like the party line, but like she's pretty problematic too because she comes from money, so she doesn't know what it's like to be poor and live paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, even the liberal, even the or the Democrats are like, many of them are supported or sponsored by corporations and things like that. So they also have, yeah.
It's a Blade Runner future, dude.
Yeah, totally, dude.
That's what's gonna happen, especially with all the AI stuff going. Oh, it's oh yeah.
Yeah. We have Yi Ya Hee Ha in chat, by the way.
Hello, my friend. Welcome.
Come, yeah, hang out. Talk about how we're in the end of the world and make art with us.
Yes. All good vibes.
Oh yeah. It's only good vibes with you, Manny.
That's right. You too, my friend. Love your face.
Love you. I love your face and a few other body parts. Don't know what order in particular, but
Yeah, boy. Blacked out, baby. Let's go. Hoorah.
oh, I just did.
Oh, shit. Is that still winning?
I wish there were a way that I could show my stream, but it's no, sorry, I didn't mean it. No one cares about my in this. We're here for you, man.
Yes, they did. Hey, man. I know we can do the double team stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure that out. It's called Eiffel Tower.
No,
I'm so sorry. That's so. Especially because the gender situation there would be so weird. Like, I don't even know what that would look like.
It's gonna be Eiffel Tower. All right. Oh yes, very nice.
I almost feel like in order to study like this kind of sculpture that I shared in chat, you gotta just like pull and just see like how it folds on top of each other.
You gotta
Because
what? What'd you say?
you gotta just like see how it folds on top of each other, like in real life or like some simulation. It's just folds are interesting because they're both very straightforward and very hard. Yeah, I was talking to Austin, remember Mystery Ham, and he was talking to an artist he knows, and was saying like the thing about art, like drapery and folds and stuff in art, is that rarely is trying to have it obey the laws of physics actually the most aesthetically pleasing, and that there's always going to be design involved, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's one end of the extreme, but the other end of the extreme is like you still have to make it look like the thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need both extremes where I need to develop my sense of design, but then also understand like how certain fabric just moves and why like cotton reads as cotton to us and things like that. So, but the biggest takeaway for me is like I should have a lot of kindness towards myself because folding's like clothing is hard to draw or paint or sculpt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially
Yeah.
like making the silk or whatever show on as the material or whatever. Because I remember Bobby
Yeah.
Chu talking about that. It's like, oh, well, you gotta draw it like silk or whatever. Like, one example that he was given. And I was like, dude, what?
That's actually
You care about
yeah.
that?
Thanks for yeah. Actually, thanks for saying that. You kind of reminded me of something I already kind of knew, and just it's good to remember that now and be like, one of the most helpful pieces of advice I get is like, hey, that thing you're working on, it's actually hard for everyone. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. It's not just me being a dum dum. It's like when people are like, yeah, I try to draw this face and it's just so hard to get the likeness. It's like, yeah, likeness is really hard to get.
Yeah.
Like that's like people who only specialize in that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I follow some of them. There's this one guy, Ben Eblin, and he does stylized portraits, but he tries to do so he has this challenge of like he does stylized likeness, like kind of character artists, right? Like at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And that's a very special art form because essentially what you have to ask yourself is what is this person's form distilled down to its most recognizable features. And it can be a bit dangerous because you can kind of fall into stereotype, right? Like you can make like it wouldn't be atypical for someone doing that to make a black person look like, you know, really problematic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like with like a really big nose or something like that. So it's like I think people underappreciate those caricature artists because there's a very specific synthesis of skills that you have to do to be able to accomplish that and then make the person look like the person.
Yeah, I mean,
So I
Steven
think
Silver.
sorry, what's that?
You know, is it Steven Silver, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's so good, dude.
That's how we started out, right? Was in
Yeah.
caricature art and
That's
stuff.
right.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Now, like Jason Seiler is one amazing caricature
Oh,
artist.
I'm a very visual person, and so I had to spell it out in my mind's eye. Seiler. Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
And he's a comedian.
A lot of those guys got training in like from the old animation masters as well. I don't know directly, but like Aaron Blaze to a degree has a little bit of the skill as well.
Oh yeah.
But Steve Silverite has talked about how like a lot of his major influences are those like Disney books, which makes sense.
Of course. Definitely. I can see that.
But yeah, it is just nice to be like, oh right, the thing you're working on is really hard to do.
Dude, yeah,
So
seriously.
don't worry.
Everything that we do is pretty challenging.
And this is related to the top of our conversation where from today where like you could spend all your time doing really well on any one element of a piece, but that can also be very dangerous, right? Because you can really go down this like fractal rabbit hole What I mean is like, okay, so for example, this sculpt I'm doing of this archangel, she has a brooch on a necklace, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to phone it home. I want to like do a cool design that I think that's going to be on deck for tomorrow based on my current to-do list. But I can't make this refined to the level of like that guy I mentioned earlier who only does jewelry sculptures,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And he does it for 3D printing. So he also like it's really good work that can like the topology is really good. So I not only am I not as skilled as him, I'm not playing his game. So for me to like look at that and be like, okay, I need to sculpt a brooch at that level, that's dangerous because then I'm going to spend another 40 hours. And then also in the final rendering, it'll be nice to have some detail on the brooch, but it's not even close to the most prominent thing. So you also have to prioritize, right? And like just like focus your energies in the right place. So yeah, I feel pretty good to I feel pretty good to say to myself right now, like, you know, apply some of these principles, give it a shot with the clothes, but like at the end of the day, as long as it reads like folds and it reads like fabric, people will forgive you, and they're not gonna be like, oh, but this isn't real muslin or this isn't real satin. Like it's fine, and certainly a lot of non-artists wouldn't even know the difference anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm starting not to stress out too much about like the final piece.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not drawing this computer on.
Yeah. And even if you were, he would probably still love it because you're telling a story, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's also like I sometimes I'm like, oh, who are these artists, like these really big name artists who like look at my art and like why do they even care? And it's like, yeah, it's not like Steven talks. Remember Steven talked about it like I think on the last day of our workshop, about it was during my paint over session, and I kind of asked him about like, you know, I had this dangerous question, which is like, can you think of anything else to be improved? And he gave me the answer I needed. He didn't answer that question. He's like, yeah, you know, especially at this stage, I would be careful about asking a question like that because when you talk to someone like me, I've been doing art for like 2 decades, right? And so, of course, I can see things to improve. But if we were to try to improve everything, we'd be here for like another week. I'm paraphrasing what he said. And so you kind of, I forget exactly what he said. Actually, I have notes somewhere, but like the vibe was very like you kind of have to accept that there's going to be something else to work on, but you can bring that with you to the next project, right? It's good to have the aspiration, but you can't be paralyzed by that for this, especially like because you're basically done with this project. So it's like that's great, you know, put a fork in it and then move on. Yeah. I think I'm in this interesting part where I'm still really early on in this current project. I probably only sunk about 15 hours in it. And so I feel like there's a lot more I can change, but actually, I'm not actually sure that that's true. Now that I say it out loud, I'm not entirely sure it's true because looking at the kind of sculpture that I'm looking at, the Bernini piece, I think that if I wanted to do that, I'd have to go back to the drawing board. I'd have to completely redo the thumbnail, and that's too much for me. I already have, because in part because I base this design a lot on a sense of flowiness, not those like sharp forms. So it would actually not work with this piece to go with that kind of sculpting. Odin says, I like this kind of shite, and it was, it was the Bernini, yeah. Listed, so. Yeah, I've said this so many times to you before, but like one thing I love about and why you inspire me so much is that like you do have a really high standard for yourself, but you make stuff. You're just like, let's go, let's just make stuff, and you've been doing that. I don't know if you've always been doing that, but you've been doing that since I've known you. Yeah, and that's great.
That wasn't always the case because it was like when I started the art journey, right? Well, it's like I've been drawing on and off since I was a kid, right?
Yep.
And then I've gotten into concept art, and I was just like, reading up on other concept artists and everything. Storytelling, blah blah, all this.
And did you kind of, were you like, okay, I get it, but then you kind of like ignored it, or did you actually heed it?
It was like, we were talking about storytelling and everything, and then that's kind of when I realized I never really finished anything. Like I was a sketchbook artist, you know. I was always drawing in my sketchbook, and if there was a project that needed to be done in an art class, I would do the project. But I wasn't like super in love with it or anything. But that was kind of when I was like, I haven't really finished something like a Spider-Man illustration of my own, rather than just copying somebody, you know, in my sketchbook and stuff. And then, you know, then I came across Jason Brubaker's YouTube channel, Jake Parker, and then, you know, it was like, you know, finished not perfect kind of thing. And they're like, if you want to start now. Like, just do it, basically. Like paraphrasing what they say, but, you know, that's pretty much what I took from it. And I was like, alright, well, I want to get better at drawing comics. I'm going to make a comic. And so...
And you fucking did, dude. You fucking did. It's so cool. Yeah, that's actually, thank you for sharing that. It occurs to me, I remember talking about a version of this, but I don't know that I've had you explain that to me, like explicitly. It's important for me to know that even like my art friends whom I really look up to, like we've all been through some version of this, you know.
Oh yeah.
I was in it for really long, and I think that like a lot of it's because of just, I think I hadn't really truly healed from some of the early bullshit around art in my life, you know. Like it's pretty clear to me that art was a nexus for a lot of validation seeking, you know. Like I mentioned to you that whole story of like when I would tell my parents, when I would show my art to my parents, they'd be like, why are you showing us? it's like man, like, you know, it's like it's no wonder that I was so afraid to make art, you know, because like I didn't have the support I needed when I was younger. And then in terms of finishing things, yeah, it's like similar thing for me is that I'm trying to make a lot of piece, like, so I forget that I have a lot to offer because I'm doing a lot of this Archangel stuff, and you know, it's funny that I'm talking to Pete Moorbacher these days because he does a lot of the same characters. The difference between him and me is that I have actual first-hand experience with the lore, like the original source lore from which these characters come. And so the stuff that he makes is really beautiful. I mean, it's so gorgeous. But to be honest, if I were to show his art like to a lot of the people I know, like who do the occult and who know Kabbalah and stuff like that, his characters wouldn't read as like Haniel or Sandalphon or something like that. Like unless you read the title or the caption of the piece, you wouldn't know that that's what the figure was. Whereas my stuff reads immediately once you understand the symbology and the symbol sets. It reads immediately like that. So my point in saying this is just that this is my type of storytelling, is that my character briefs are based on the actual original traditional lore, and I'm speaking from a place of experience, and I'm telling a story, which is the story is essentially like, this is what this angel would look like if they appeared in a contemporary experience. That's essentially, yeah. By the way, what I just said right now, it just occurred to me I've never articulated that before. But that feels right to me. That feels right to me when I say that. Is like, that's why I'm not content to do archangels that look like they just came out of like a biblical text. Like that's also why partly it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but why I'm not doing any white archangels right now.
Yeah.
Because there's enough of those.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and so, but it's a bit of like, you know, this current one I'm doing is basically like a Latina from East LA is her vibe. Like she's gonna have an LA Dodgers tattoo when I'm done.
That's great.
Yeah, you get it, Los Angeles, the Angels. Yeah, so it's a bit of a pun, but it's also an homage to the community I grew up in, who are really the first artists I knew. Because, you know, when I think about like art, you know, I think about fucking like I forget the terminology, but when people do like the car parades in LA, with like lowriders and stuff or other classic cars, there's like always meetups on every corner of my neighborhood for like people with like really nice cars, like classic cars that they modded. And then the street art, you know, like street art's like a whole art, a thing now, right? It's always been a thing, but it's like more of a thing now. It's pretty mainstream. And there's like surrounded by beautiful murals actually, with yes graffiti too, but the graffiti was also bomb. Like
I
the
always thought
guys who were doing
that.
graffiti from the gangs, right? Like that it's calligraphy. It's gorgeous.
Yep.
And I remember my buddies who were in gangs, like in school, just sitting next to me, just practicing with the Sharpie, practicing those designs, and it's like they took it very seriously. That's the art I grew up with, and at the time I didn't really see it as art, obviously, but when I think of art, I just think of like that kind of like just iridescent, colorful quality of existence. And so I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so this current character I'm working on is an homage to all of that. And to go back to the topic at hand, like that, all that really matters is for me to tell that story, and I want to tell that story in a relatively clear and interesting way. But working on right now, study is
Are you
going
trying to
on,
robot?
and
Oh no.
yeah, sorry. What I'm working on right now is not a study in drapery. So although it's good for me to think about drapery, for me to spend too much time on it is missing the point, is missing the main agenda. I'm talking to you as much as I'm talking to myself right now. I'm kind of trying to remind myself of that.
Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead. Do it. It's part of the experience.
Yeah. Hello everyone in chat. Hope you're doing well. If you're
Yeah.
still here, I think they are. I think everyone's in chill mode right now. Sorry, I just talk a lot. How I do. I will be right back. I'm gonna get a little bit of water.
Okay.
And BRB.
Oh boy. It's gonna keep going. Fuck. Demanding done goof. Yeah. Discord noise gets me every time. Oh, dude, yeah. I'll be watching like YouTubers and stuff, and then we'll have someone join the party or join their Discord, and I'm like, wait, am I in Am I in a party right now? Am I in a channel? I forgot about it. But no, the answer's no. Just hanging out, watching a video.
Hello?
Hello. Same as Blake.
By the way, Nate posted a thing that he just inked right now, and it looks in my Discord server, and it looks pretty good.
It's radical.
He's so good. He's a good artist.
Really?
You know what I mean?
All the homies, dude.
I know you always talk shit about him, but
Yeah,
good
you know.
artist.
I mean, like, man, you know, Nate and I,
Is this-
we just bump heads every time we're on the call, you know. We
I
just
know.
get into it. It gets heated. It gets heated.
Oh, trust me. Oh yeah, everyone talks about it. Yeah, we all talk
Yeah.
about it. So
Yeah. It's a big Twitter thing, I know. Or
Hmm.
X thing, sorry, yeah.
I had a moment like that today where I was like looking up something on social media and I ran across the X logo and I laughed. I was like, right, I forgot that that's what we're doing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, like this guy.
That guy.
This
Oh,
guy
that
has
guy.
no idea what he's doing, huh?
Hey, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
We don't slander the genius of our time.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, when everyone's
Wait, we're talking about Andrew
What's
Tate.
Six
We're talking
said
about
too? Well, not everyone. There's a few people that think. Anyway,
Unfortunately, I am surrounded by people who like unironically think he's a genius. It's like in California because partly because I saw actually a take on it on TikTok that I really liked, which is sort of like it's because a lot of people need to believe that, because if it is true that he's not, then it might actually make those people feel like they're not as well. Because there are a lot of people who, like in Silicon Valley, for example, who their literal investments are not even in anything that's functional, but just in being exciting and novel for the sake of it, right? But just because something is novel doesn't mean that it's going to actually be useful or even resonates, right? Anyone can come up with a new idea. Whether or not it's good is another story.
yeah.
And whether it solves an actual real world problem is another story. And so there are a lot of people who I think are part of that racket, and many of them are here in California. And I think that if they were to accept that he's not actually a genius, then it might actually ruin their ruse as well. That's the take anyway, and I can think of a lot of exceptions to that, but I think it's in general that is pretty fair. It's a pretty fair take.
Yeah. Dang.
So the moral of the story is keep making art. What's to say about that?
Yep. Good one. I like that one. That was good.
Did you see Noah's comment about Discord noise gets me every time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's even when I'm like on a tutorial stream, like some other like a teacher is streaming, and they have the notification sounds on. It's like, wait, someone just messaged me. It's like, no, it's just the TV,
Yeah.
it's just
I
the
was
YouTubes.
I was literally just saying that too.
Oh.
That's funny. It's like I'll just be watching a YouTube video or whatever, and then I just hear bloop. I'm like, oh, who's there? Who's there? What's going on?
Is that booty call? No.
Nope.
I don't know if you get your booty calls on Discord, but
Nope. Booty calls. What is that?
it's a butt call. So I made a few changes, and I've noticed that my ZBrush has not crashed on me since. And I think what it is that I used to save. So ZBrush is a little confusing because there are actually multiple ways to save your progress. The cleanest one I realized is you save only the tool. That's the term that they use for the actual model, right?
Yeah.
What happens is people save the entire document, and the document has things like undo history and like quick save and like all the history of like where things were placed. But that actually really doesn't matter for a sculpture. All you need is the model itself, right, to work on. So it's a little bit deceptive because most people would go to file save, but that actually saves the entire project file, like as a full document and not just the model. And so after you work on it for a while, if you've been saving multiple iterations, it'll crash a lot because it has a lot of thinking to do. But the best practice according to a lot of people who use ZBrush is no, you only save the tool and you load the tool into a new document and you work on it again the next day. And yeah, since I started doing that, no crashing at all. So that's good. Good.
We like that.
Yeah, because that was really, gotta say, that was really effing annoying for a minute. So, like, I would be working and then, like, and I still, because of quick save, it would still save my progress, but yeah, it was a hassle.
So fierce. Yeah. Pages coming together. Where's my thingamajig? Give me my thingamajig. There's this thingamajig right here.
Thingamajig?
Thingamajig, yeah.
Sometimes I get Thingamajigs confused with what's it, who's it's?
Yeah, what's a who's it's? Get that shit out of here. No one uses that.
I've been saying that for years. I've been saying that for fucking...
What's a who's it's? More like, you better lose it. You know what I mean?
Whoa! That was so good.
Whoa!
Whoa, that was one of the best, honestly. Hot and clever. So
Yeah,
it's Manny.
yeah.
Just Manny things.
I am sweating right now, so.
It's sexy.
Little details here, you know?
Little detail schmetails.
Schmeedies, little schmeat schnoots, schmeedy schnoots.
You're delirious. You're a delirious little boy.
It is.
Actually, I heard you're not that little. So.
I'm kind of tiny. I'm kind of a tiny little guy. I'm fun size.
You're a very good size. I like your size. Having met you in person, I can say from first-hand experience. You know who is not a little guy is Kevin. Is a very tall boy.
Yes. Tall fella.
Does he ever lord that over you, literally and figuratively? Like, does he like bring that up in everyday conversation and make you feel like a small person?
It made me feel like a small person now. Thankfully, it doesn't.
Got it. Got it.
I'm just like 5'10".
I mean, I'm 5'7", but here's the thing. Here's the thing about me is that yes, yes, I recognize that I have such a big personality in the way I carry myself that people never think I'm that short. But I am actually 5'7", 5'6" on a 5'6" on a good day.
Dang.
Height is not one of the things I've had a hang up about in my life. Like I've had it about other things and other body image issues, but height never seemed to be. Well, I'm sure it is a blocker. I definitely know that there are guys who weren't interested in me because I wasn't tall. But I just doesn't. It doesn't like. It never made me sad the way that a few other things made me sad. So that's probably good.
Yeah,
Probably good.
I'd say so.
Ah, beep, bap, boop, beep, boop,
I'm
boop.
just too nice. Nobody likes too nice, you know. We gotta. They need people to yell at them, you know. I'm not that guy.
They want that. That's actually a thing that people want. It's weird.
That's not
Sorry, that must be certain women. Yeah,
What was that?
I said that like certain women I think do want that in a partner. Is like a streak of meanness. They're probably not the ones you want to end up with though. You specifically, I mean. But I'll tell you that's actually true for some gay guys too. There's a, you know, especially with like catty gay guys, there's definitely a strand of gay guys who associate meanness with being attractive, and that's also another reason that I've tended to not like. I have a situation where a lot of guys like will like my look. You know, I have tattoos, so I like I look rugged, but I have the personality of a golden retriever, and that's actually a turnoff for some people. And I'm okay with that because I that's like a part of me that I like. So,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's because it's awesome.
but it's like it's almost like I don't fit the aesthetic they were hoping for or something. It's weird.
Okay. I'm smelling what you're stepping in, bro.
Whoa,
There
what?
with you. Okay.
Okay.
Match. Look at that. I like the way that came out.
Damn, let's go. Yeah.
Beast of the week. Just checking this gun, you know, he's got a little gift. You know.
How do you know?
Okay. So that might be 10 skis right there.
Bro, that looks great.
Skis.
Just a good artist.
That's cool. I'm gonna show off the other page too. So there's this one, and there's the next one. Where is it? Zero Rockets. So we got that one, right? Let's look at this one more time. House, cigar, pistol. He's like, what? Cuts the cigar, loads the pistol, starts that matchup.
That looks so good.
Smoking a cigar, we're chilling, pouring a drink, talking smack. Well, let's do a little drinky poo. Boom. Here's some gold coin for your troubles, Mr. Wick.
Dude, that's so good. That's so good.
Consistency. I say this works. These pages are done. Oh shit. As I tear one of the pages.
Nice, dude.
There's that. And that's 11:08. So, and I do not have another page prepped and ready to roll. So I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call the stream right here.
All right, dude. Let's go. Congratulations.
Thanks, dude. I inked a page. We did it. We did it, everybody.
I'm so proud of you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Yes, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good day tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I will be back on Monday, so I'm gonna be packing and stuff for the weekend, hauling stuff up to the new casa. But I will be around on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So stay tuned for
go.
that.
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good night, Mr. Manny.
Good night, friends. Good night.
Bye. Bye.